Shalom, family. Shalom. All right, we're going to play a little music and then I'm going to get started soon, okay?
All pirates, yes, they're about. Sold out to the merchant ships. Minutes after they tonight from the bottomless pit. But my hand was made strong by the hand of the Almighty. We forward in this generation triumphantly. Won't you help to sing this song of freedom? 'Cause all I ever had, redemption song, redemption song. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of that can stop the time. Won't you help to sing this song of freedom? 'Cause all I ever had is redemption song, songs of freedom, redemption song.
All right, that's redemption song, y'all. Break yourself from mental slavery. That's what we're going to do. Free yourself from mental slavery. That's why it's my favorite Bob Marley song, because, you know, this song he probably did back in the 70s and it's still relevant today because of everything we're going through. We are still in mental bondage and there's still people that are not free. And he's telling you in that song to free yourself from mental slavery. That's what we're going to do. All right. There are several things we're going to cover today on this live stream. I just want to make sure. Can everybody hear me? Peace to you too, the Black Ranger. Can everybody hear me? Okay. All right. We're going to get started then. And let me just go up and take a look at some of the comments. Hello, everybody. Soup Bone, I did do a video on Zimbabwe about how the new president wants to compensate the white farmers. Yeah, I did that one. It was put out earlier this morning, just past midnight. So yes, that was done. And Zimbabwe is never going to be the same. I think that we all know that. This change is not going to be for the better. Mugabe may not have been a perfect leader, but one thing he was a man that was looking out for his people. He put his people first. He did not elevate those white people that were in his country. So you have to respect him for that, if nothing else. Unfortunately, this is why that VP was ran off by Mugabe's wife, because he was a coon and she recognized it and he was ran off. He was actually in South Africa when the military went in on Mugabe. So they brought him back from South Africa and reinstated him and made him the president. And that's what we're looking at. And unfortunately, he was the biggest coon around Mugabe. And now he's the VP. Yeah, it is disappointing. Hi, Nubian. Um, it is disappointing because they don't know what they've done to themselves. And of course, the white people there are chanting in the street, bring back Rhodesia, bring back Rhodesia. And these black people are out there hugging them and cheering right along with them. It's disgusting. You know, and this coon president, he's going to let those white people elevate themselves over everybody else because we know in this white supremacist world, these devils don't share power. They never have. You don't see no example of them sharing power all around this globe. I don't care where they are not sharing power with anybody, period. So, yes, I did. And I did a video on exactly what you posted, what you were asking. You know, it's a shame. You know, you thought perhaps with Mugabe being in there and fending off all the white supremacists in his country, that they would be progressing, but they're not progressing at all. They're going backwards. And you know what else it proves? The people in Africa are even bigger coons than the black people here in America. that's the only thing that it has taught me. Now you can see why the Europeans, the Chinese, hi at the beginning, shalom, the European, the Chinese, you can see how they're easily in Africa and how they are in there dominating a country that is like 97% black. And you got these specks of foreigners in there, and the Africans are just the biggest coons on earth. And that's just the way it is. I mean, even in South Africa, although apartheid is over, the white population, which is extremely small, still dominates in South Africa. It's disgusting. It is absolutely disgusting. I can't wait to see Black Panther movie. Absolutely. And the Black Lightning show, yeah, you know, I definitely plan on seeing the Black Panther movie. That is definitely the number one thing I'm going to do. Yeah. Unfortunately, you got to understand the Hamites actually get along very well with white people. It is just us, the Shemites, that don't. But the Hamites, they never had any problem getting along with these devils. They pretty much have the same mindset. So it's not really shocking that they would be over in Zimbabwe hugging each other all in the street. You know, it's a shame, but we're watching a country decline right before our eyes. And hey, that's on them. I just can't feel sorry for the people over there. I just wish they would have woken up. And you know, and they said there's a lot over there that did like Mugabe, but you know how the media plays a lot of mind tricks. They specifically target the people that are against him and then put that out worldwide and make you believe the whole country is against him, and it's just simply not true. It's just more trickery that they're using with the media, like we've always seen. Right. And Gaddafi, Xerxes, thank you for bringing that up, because they did the same thing to Gaddafi before he was killed. They put all this propaganda that he was in that country of Libya killing his own people, and he never was killing his own people. But they let that go out worldwide. This is why I am dead set against the media. The media is a tool that is out here to harm and even kill people based on lies. This is why, we've been poisoned by the media long enough. We need to just simply just turn that shit off once and for all. Turn it off. It benefits no one, especially us. The media is very anti-Black, not only in America, but all across the world. We don't need to be bothered with them no more. We know you are not going to get any kind of truth from the media in America. You're just not. Them motherfuckers will go around and tell everybody, look at what they're doing to the Black community now. Oh, you are the most violent. Oh, the problem in the Black community. Oh, the violence. Well, what about all that damn violence going on in the white community? They act like they don't see their own violence. It's even more violent in the white community. And not to mention the fact they got a damn explosive opioid plague that's going on. The suicides are almost up there with the opioid epidemic. These people have no room to be talking about anybody. And, we've let them get away with all of that shit for far too long. Far too long, we've let them get away with it. And hi, Cap, Ferguson Factor, we've let them get away with it for far too long. These devils don't have any room to be talking about anybody's violence. Their entire existence for the last 6,000 years has been swimming in violence. Yeah, Coon Hunter, I prefer to read my news. That way I can form my own opinion about how I feel. I don't want none of these devils telling me how I should feel. And that's all their propaganda news does. It makes you believe whatever they want you to believe. And no, it's just another form of mental slavery, and I'm not down with that. Yeah, well, the Chinese are pretty much up with white people as far as I'm concerned. you know but see, that's how it's supposed to be. I know many of our people want to always include everybody. No, you be selfish up in this bitch. That's how you act. You're selfish. Nobody else is included. That's how you are. We have been inclusive all this time. Where has it gotten us? Why can't we be selfish? Why can't we think about ourselves? Okay. Okay. Gabriella. But yeah, why can't we be selfish and think about ourselves? Every other group on this planet put themselves first. Black people are the only ones that got a damn problem with putting us first. We act like it is just something that's going to kill us if we don't see ourselves first. It just makes me sick. Everybody got their own towns. The bottom line is, I'm just sick and tired of us including everybody, and it doesn't benefit us at all to include all of these other people. Only one losing at the end of the day is us. We're the only ones losing. We got more to lose than anybody. Well, the problem with coons is, because of the way the media is set up in America, the coon is always the one that has the biggest voice. And that's the way it is. And that's why it's really important for us to have our own independent voices online like we do here on YouTube. Although YouTube is full of shit, but that's the only way we can counteract it right now. You know, the media, let me just put it this way. I was on B Miles 84's live stream earlier this morning, and I put a post out there and I said, you know what? If these cave devils like a black man or black woman, then they are no good to the black community because they love coons. They're not going to pick anybody that's pro-black or about their people. They only want coons. They only want to push the coon down everybody's throat. And the way we stop them is turn them off. Every time they put the coon up in our face, we reject the coon. That's the best way to do it. Right. Exactly, coon hunter. Exactly. That is exactly right. Well, you know, this is their platform. You know, they're doing exactly what I expect them to do. They want to silence us and shut us up and try to do whatever they can to keep us from rising. And that's what it's really all about. They don't want to see the rise of the black man and woman. How do you stop it? You just keep silencing our voices. You know, channels go down and then we have to start all over again. It may slow us up, but it sure don't stop us. But that's all they can do. And you can see they're all in on your oppression. Look at how they come to black channels. They come talking like typical white supremacists because they're all in on it. From somebody as high as Trump all the way down to the peon in a trailer. They're all in on it. We should have, Leslie Williams, we should have been dealt with coons. That is a huge mistake we have been making for centuries. For centuries, we have let these coons run amok and have done absolutely nothing to them. Nothing. The true royal family is here. I got something for you. I'll play. It's a song I want to play for you. The true royal family. And it is actually one of my mother's favorite Minnie Riperton songs. Now, I know Loving You, that was another one, but there's one more that I want to play for you today that I'm sure you know, but you might not have heard in a long time. So I'm going to play that for you a little later. You know, our problem is we have not dealt with the coons. There's two ways we can do this. When they bring the coon up, we totally reject the coon right there to the caucasoid's face or online. We just reject them. And we let them know, we don't care how many times you put this person in our face. We ain't listening to that. Number two, they don't get to pick and choose which black people we listen to and which ones we don't. We're not children. We're not little kids. Okay, you don't see us trying to pick and choose which devil they should listen to, and they shouldn't be doing that to us, period. Okay, just like when they sit around and tell you who your leader is. Who the hell do these people think they are where they're telling us who our leaders are? Get the fuck out of here. I totally reject that. I totally reject that. They have no business telling black people who our leaders are among us. I used to remember, even when I used to work in corporate America, some of them would come up and talk about, well, Al Sharpton, your leader. When did Al Sharpton become my leader? You know, and see, that's the kind of stuff we have to shut down. They have no right to do that to any of us. No, I don't. Roly Poly Martin, every now and then he'll have something on there that I'll listen to, but I'm not real big on Roland Martin. J Dog, you got to troll them on their social media accounts. Are you talking about the coons? Is that who you're talking about, J Dog? Oh, I listened to a video, Lala 324. I listened to a video the other day. Jesse Lee Peterson had a son out of wedlock when he was 19 years old, and he never married the mother of that child. Well, he was doing an interview on this video, and they brought it up and kept pounding him on, how he is all critical of the Black community, and and he had a child out of wedlock and didn't marry the mom and all this stuff. Do you know he ended up hanging up on that interview? It was actually kind of funny, but he got backed into a corner on this interview about the fact that he had a child out of wedlock, because he's always talking about the single mother and all that stuff. And they put in his face, didn't you have a son when you were 19 years old and you never married the mom? Woo, he got off of that interview real fast. It was actually kind of funny, but it just shows the level of his hypocrisy his coonish ass has. He's a hypocrite. But I'm not surprised. Many of them are. Most coons are. But that was funny how he got off of that call when they kept pushing him about his baby, the baby mama he wouldn't marry. But remember, he's the Reverend Jesse Lee. He's Reverend Jesse Lee, remember? Yeah, he does look like a raccoon with them dark circles under his eyes, and then all that, his old super greasy face. But somebody wrote in my comment section on that video I did about him getting kicked out of the gym. They said he looked like a wet turd. I almost fell out of my chair. That was funny. Yeah, I seen that little feud going on between Shannon Sharp and Cynthia G, calling him out for having his white woman, and mind you, it's not even a good looking white woman. Yeah, I don't know. I believe he's got a white woman, but they're not married. I would have asked him, "Do you love your son's mama?" I would have I would have took him out. Jesse, do you love your son's mama? Did you love her enough to marry? Why did you walk away from her and she had your child? Woo, I would railroad his butt because I know what gets to him. When he hung up during that interview, he let us know what really gets next to him. And that's bringing up the fact that he had a son out of wedlock. That's what you do to him. That's how you bring Jesse Lee Peterson down. It's funny and pathetic. Yeah. I mean, a lot of other groups, they kill off their coons. Anybody that betrays, man, they don't let. Well, yeah, Jules Ross. I heard Shannon Sharp axed out Eddie Murphy's ex-wife, and I think she said yes. But I thought he was engaged to that white woman. What is he doing asking another woman out on a date? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Jesse Lee, is it me or does he look like a pervert? He looks like a pervert to me. I don't know. Yeah, yeah, he talks very slow, you know. What do you feel about white people? I think he lives with a white woman, but they're not married. I think that's the case with Jesse Lee Peterson. And no, she is very homely. I think I saw him with, I saw one picture and it was probably maybe a year or two ago, and she is homely. She's really homely. She's not a good looking woman at all. Do coons have lips? I don't know. It's hard for me to look at Jesse Lee's face, so I don't know. I would have to go back and look, and I would have to make it real fast. Oh, yeah. I don't know what's up with him, but yeah, I saw that little exchange between Cynthia G and Shannon Sharp about his white woman, but you know, he reacted exactly the way I would think a coon would react. Now, I know a lot of people are like, well, Shannon Sharp does defend the Black community. Yes, I do get that, at times he does say some pretty decent things. And, but when somebody sees your choice in woman and that woman is a white woman, sometimes that can cause people to look at you differently and you kind of lose your credibility. A swinger swirler, huh? You never know. I don't know Shannon Sharp well enough. I've only gotten a glimpse of a few of his videos online, but he's not somebody I watch on a regular basis. But I do know who he is. All right. We're going to get into some health things that I want to tell you about. And some of you, Jesse Lee is in a swinger cult. Please, the beginning, please, I can't have that image in my head, okay? Don't tell me anything like that. I can barely look at that man with clothes on, okay? Yeah, I just, one thing that Cynthia G did say, with the history that we have with Caucasoids, for that reason alone, I know I can't lay down with no white man. That is just out of the question. Just out of the question. Okay, there is something I want to go over with all of you. Some of you might be aware of this, some of you might not. What I'm going to cover with you is dry skin brushing. Do you guys know about dry skin brushing? Y'all know about doing dry skin brushing? Anybody? All right, we're going to cover that because there's a lot of great benefits. One thing that our ancestors did, our ancestors did not rely on these chemicals and toxins and pills that the white man has. There are a lot of things that you can do that will keep your immune system up, and it will keep you healthy and keep your skin healthy in the process. When you do dry skin brushing, it is not only good for you externally, it is actually good for you internally as well. And I'll explain how as I go along. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so you can all see this, okay? Give me one moment. All right, give me a second here. All right. Now, when you dry skin brush, now I know this may sound crazy. It's not as effective once you are wet in the shower to brush your skin because the water is all in your pores, so you won't get the same effects. It's really best to do this with your skin dry. All right. Now, before I get started, let me show you on Amazon the kind of brushes that I have. Okay. This first brush is for the face. You don't want anything really hard on brushing your face. And this one I got, and it's $7.79. I'm actually a Prime member, and you get two brushes. And this is specifically for dry brushing the face. You can see you want natural bristles. You don't want to use anything synthetic on your body. All right. And if you have anything like acne or blackheads, whiteheads on your face, if you start brushing your skin on your face with it's got to be a soft brush, of course, every single day, it will eliminate all of those things, including any type of lines or wrinkles you have on your face will disappear because it will actually firm up the skin on your face. And you don't want to use the same kind of brush on your face that you would use on your body. You definitely need a much softer brush for your face. And you'll do this daily. Some people do it in the morning and at night. I just do it in the morning. I just do the dry skin brushing of my body and my face once a day. All right. Now, what kind of brush? You want a natural bristle type of brush. I have this one. This is actually one I purchased. Okay. I have two of these. And I bought one last year, and this is my secondary one that I just bought. It has a detachable handle. This is nice because with the long handle, I can dry brush my back. I can do the whole thing. And you can detach it and then do the rest of your body with the detached brush. It shouldn't take you no longer than about 10 minutes to dry brush your body. You don't want to forget anything. You want to do the soles of your feet and then work your way all the way up. And it shouldn't take you no more than 10 minutes. If you have like dry skin or any discolored area because of hyperpigmentation, which a lot of Black people tend to get, it will even out that your skin. It'll flatten any raised scars that you have, or any discoloration will start matching the rest of your skin, or even acne. Because when you work on the collagen, it actually works up the collagen underneath the layer of your skin. So the acne will start disappearing. And sometimes people like 3-4 weeks later, the acne, if they got acne on their face, it's completely gone. And I'll also go over the type of soaps that you should be using. If you don't use organic soap or a natural soap like a Dudu Osan, That's what you want to get for your skin. You want to stick with the natural soaps. The soaps that are not natural, leave that on the shelves for white people. We don't want it. So this type of brush, and this brush, I have a friend that bought this brush. It's $7.25 if you're a Prime member. This is the type of brush that you will see at spas. And she happens to like this particular brush. And, you just dry brush your body with it. And it will eliminate, any dry skin, dry patches on the skin, any cellulite, which is beautiful. If you have like cellulite on your skin and you start dry brushing, it will actually start smoothing out. Within just a few weeks, you'll start seeing the skin smooth and you'll see less, bulging of the skin, which is a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. Okay, so she likes this type of brush. She actually told me I should get one. I did not get one yet, but I just might. Now, another thing you want to do is clean your brush every day, because when you're brushing your skin, all of that debris is lifting off of your skin and into the brush. So after I get finished brushing my skin, I will usually just get some mild soap and wash the brush and then put it back on the handle and just hang it back up. That way the next morning it's dry when I'm ready to use it again. All right, now let's talk about the benefits. If you have a weight problem or you may be a few pounds overweight, do you know dry skin brushing will get rid of the extra pounds that you have without you going out and exercising? It's incredible. All right, so dry brushing is one of the most simple and effective ways to pamper your skin and improve your health. Believe me, everything's attached, y'all. Everything is attached. When you start dry brushing your skin, I'm telling you, you're going to have a beautiful glow to your skin. Your skin is going to look clear. I've had people walk up to me and say, "What are you doing with your skin? Your skin looks so nice." This is why. All right. So your skin is your biggest organ on your entire body. So what we got to do is get back to what our ancestors did. Our ancestors didn't walk into these pharmacies and stores and buy all kinds of cream off the shelves. They used natural oils on their skin. And what I mean is like your olive oil, your coconut oil, you know what I mean, natural oils on the skin. And what I do is after I dry brush, you got to get right into the shower right after you do this. You don't want to dry brush your skin and then go do something else. I always do it just before I get in the shower. You want to get in the shower right away and get all that loose skin off of you from brushing it. Okay. Now, if you have any questions, I'll answer your questions after I go over explaining the whole process to you. Okay, so now you have that loose skin that you have loosened up, dead skin you've loosened up. You want to get right into the shower so you can rinse that all off. You want to get some type of natural soap. You can get like a soap with shea butter in it or a soap with coconut oil. There's all types of nice organic soaps that you can get out on the market. And that's what you want to stick to. When it comes down to your body, stick with the most natural products, including your soaps. You can get some really good organic soap out here. And use the natural oils to moisturize your body. So if you can get coconut oil, I actually sell coconut oil, but you can get coconut oil at pretty reasonable prices. And you want to put that on the soles of your feet, after you get finished showering and washing off the dead skin that you just brushed. What you want to do is then apply a natural oil to your skin. And you want to do that every day, a natural oil. So if you're not using a natural oil, try to switch over to one because you'll see more of an improvement in your skin. All right. So now let's talk about what dry skin brushing does. Now, again, your skin is your largest organ. When you dry brush, you're actually detoxing your body without you even realizing you're doing it. And you're getting rid of toxins that are in your body, that are trapped in your body. The dry brushing does a lot more than you can even imagine. Okay. If you have um and I had helped out one of my relatives that was having bowel problems. I told them to start dry skin brushing. They've been doing it now for 3 months. They have not taken one laxative. Their body is now regular just from doing this. I'm telling you, everything's connected to it. So you're detoxing the body. You're also eliminating body waste when you dry brush. You're getting rid of all kinds of body waste that you have. And believe it or not, when you're doing this, you're losing extra pounds that you had a hard time getting rid of. The dry brushing will get rid of extra pounds that you have on you. Okay, so and it also cleanses your lymph nodes. So that's another thing that's really good. Okay, so now once you start dry brushing, here are some of the things that you will notice. Dry brushing will exfoliate away dead skin cells. I had a little patch on me that was dark. And when I start dry skin brushing, that patch is completely gone. It's gone. It looks just like the rest of my skin, you know, it got rid of the hyperpigmentation that I had. So it only takes a few minutes. You should not be taking a half hour to brush yourself. It shouldn't take no more than about 10 minutes. That I can usually do my whole body in 10 minutes. Your skin will feel smoother and it will look more toned. It'll look like a more toned and unified appearance when you start doing that. Now, it will also increase your blood flow. So anytime you are stimulating your body with the brush, you're also increasing and improving your blood circulation, which all makes sense, right? The skin brushing is also going to make your skin tighter. So if you have any type of cellulite, the cellulite is just going to disappear over a few weeks. You're going to notice it's completely gone. Okay, completely gone. And where you were kind of loose, your skin might have been a little looser, it's going to start firming up from the skin brushing. So you want to increase that circulation because that circulation is also getting rid of any toxins that your body couldn't get rid of before. You're going to also improve your lymphatic system when you dry brush. And if your lymphatic system is improving in its function, guess what? That boosts your immune system. It's automatically going to boost your immune system from dry brushing your skin. Now, another thing that you will notice are fat deposits. So let's say, for example, you have love handles. You have love handles and you would like to get rid of those love handles. Don't you know dry brushing your skin every single day, eventually those love handles will disappear? It's even good to dry brush your skin when you're pregnant because a lot of times pregnant women tend to swell. When you dry brush the skin, the swelling virtually disappears if you're pregnant. So it doesn't hurt you to do this if you're pregnant and you just want to dry brush your skin to keep it in good shape. It also stimulates your hormones and your organ glands. Who knew just brushing the skin would do all of these things, but it does. And it will also, again, help the toxins escape through your skin. Best time to dry brush your skin, ladies and gentlemen, is in the morning. First thing in the morning. People that dry brush in the morning usually see better results, okay, of all that rejuvenation that's going on through your body. Okay, so what you're doing, you're unclogging your pores and your skin is now able to breathe a lot better. So get, I would say, at least 2 brushes. You can start out with 1, but try to get at least 2. I alternate between the 2 that I have. Now, also make sure it's a natural brush. Please don't get anything synthetic to use on your body. Use anything that got natural bristles. That's what you want for your body. All right. Always brush dry skin before you shower. Don't do it in the shower. You will not get the same results if you do it on wet skin. Don't do it on wet skin. All right. So you want to do sweeping strokes from the bottom of your feet all the way upward on your body. Okay. And when you get up to your shoulders, you want to brush inward towards your heart. Okay. That's the way you want to do it. And then when you get to your armpits, you want to brush that in a down direction. A down direction. All right. So what can you expect when you dry brush? As far as your outer appearance is concerned, you're going to look at much toner skin. Your body is going to start appearing thinner because you're actually going to work out a lot of the fat and everything that's there. You're going to see things like rashes and bruises and marks that you had on your body that you thought you couldn't get rid of will soon start disappearing. Okay, it will start disappearing. Let's see. I think that's it, but I want to go back here and just type in organic soap. And you can see there's a lot of natural. This is a Dead Sea mineral mud bar of soap. It's 100% organic and natural. So this is the type of soap that you want. You will see a lot of improvement if you use a more natural soap on your body. That's another thing. And it's really not that bad. There are some stores that sell the natural soaps. I believe Walmart does, you know, or you can also learn how to make soap. I know a lot of people make their own soap these days, you know. This one is white tea and ginger soap, homemade, organic, right here. Eucalyptus soap, you know, these are all organic. Or you can use what I use. I use the black African soap. See right here, the African black soap, raw, organic, natural. And look like you get 1 pound right here for $8.29. And this is a charcoal oatmeal organic bar of soap. So this is what you want to stick with as far as your body is concerned. I know, you know, this is really the best soap for your body and your skin. All right, let me just go back here. All right, can y'all see my screen? All right, here's the natural soap. Let me go back to it so you can see this. See the natural soap here? This is what you want to get for your skin. I know people probably buy Dial and Zest and you know, some of the soaps that are out here. If you can switch to organic soap for your body. This is Dead Sea and mineral soap. And then you can see the Castile soap, which is organic. A honey, milk, and oatmeal right here. Organic soap. Turmeric soap. Eucalyptus soap. So if you can, make a switch to a more natural soap, this is really the best thing for your body. Goat's milk. Somebody told me this is really good soap. The goat's milk soap. I never tried it, but I've heard a few people that I know try this particular soap. Here's the natural African soap. Well, I use the African soap. I have the Duduosan, and that's what I use. Here's the charcoal and oatmeal soap, organic. Okay, and farmer's market soap, which is lemongrass and basil, organic bar. So there's a lot you can choose from. Here's a coconut oil, organic bar of soap. You can get soap with shea butter in it if you want something like that. But there's a lot of nice organic soaps out on the market that you can get that I would recommend. If you're not using an organic soap, please use one. It's much better for your skin. And let me show you the brushes again. Hold on. This is a dry, this is a brush for dry brushing your face. Okay. This is for dry brushing the face, which is better for your face to do dry than wet. Okay. And it's a smaller brush and it's a soft bristle type brush. Again, a natural brush. That's what you want. This is one that I just bought, and I already had one. I have two now. It has the detachable handle and the brush. And I like this because I brush my back with it. And let me see. Let me go back to the other one. This is one that my friend has, and she loves this one. In fact, she's trying to encourage me to get this one. This one is $7.25 if you're a Prime member, and it's 10 inches long, and she uses this one to brush her entire body. All right. Now, there is one thing I do want to tell you about. In fact, the friend that bought this brush, I'm going to stop this. This particular friend that I had bought that brush, and she's been brushing now going on a month. 1 month of dry brushing because she had some weight on her that she was trying to lose. From dry brushing her skin for 1 month, she's lost 30 pounds. 30 pounds. No exercise, y'all. No exercise. She just was brushing every single day, and she literally dropped 30 pounds in like a month. That just goes to show you how effective this is. Yes, you know what, Magic Black, you are so brilliant right now. You can actually get the organic scrubs. Like if you want to get some type of scrub when you get in the shower after you dry skin brush yourself, get the natural scrubs. Let me see if I can pull that up on the screen from Amazon so I can show you. They have a lot of nice natural scrub. Like you can even get like a Himalayan salt scrub. No, she didn't even change Kashmir. She didn't change her diet. She was eating the same way she was all the time. And just because I encouraged her to do the dry skin brushing every single day, she dropped 30 pounds just from doing it. 30 pounds because she was getting rid of all the toxins and everything. And she had a lot of cellulite around the thigh area. I mean, she still got a little bit of it, but it's smoothing out nicely. Yes, you can get a coffee scrub. Exactly. Exactly. Let me pull some of it up and I'll share the screen with you. There's some really nice organic ones on Amazon. All right, let me share my screen. I have the Himalayan salt, but you can get many other different scrubs. I like to try different ones. All right. Mm, Share my screen. Here we go. Present to everybody. Here we go. So let me go back to my screen. This is one I have. I have the Himalayan salt scrub. Here's the coffee scrub. All right. So just make sure you get one that's organic. Here's a sugar scrub. It's organic. Um, this is an exfoliating one. Again, organic. Lemongrass. Rose lip polish. This is also an organic. Charcoal scrub. A lot of people like the charcoal scrub. That's another really popular one. And this is also organic. The coconut milk scrub, and I mean, there's some really nice ones. Organic neem and turmeric facial scrub. These are good, especially for exfoliating the skin. Here's a shea sugar scrub right here. And sugar scrubs are real good, especially for exfoliating. Absolutely. Another charcoal scrub. And then I have this. I have the Himalayan salt scrub for the body. You can get the deep sea mask, green tea. So there's a lot for you to choose from. But just make sure it's organic. Try to stick as much as possible with the organic stuff. We take good care of ourselves. We're set apart people, you know? Set apart people have to take care of ourselves in set apart ways. Yes, castor oil, Rhoda, is a natural oil. Castor oil is good. So you want to stick with things on your body like I said, coconut oil, castor oil is great. Um, you can use any of the natural oils for moisturizing the body. That's what I would recommend. And if you can avoid using a lot of the creams and stuff that's in the stores, try to get away from that and get to a lot of the natural products for your body, especially if you start dry skin brushing. You want to use like oils are good because your skin can breathe and it does not clog up your pores. Yeah, tree oil is good, you know, because the oils don't clog up your pores. And that's exactly why you want to use that. Thank you. All about ya. So you want to stick with those oils because you don't want to clog up your pores. And oils will not clog up your pores. It will absorb right into your skin. Yeah, I like the Himalayan salt as a scrub. Oil pulling is great, Lala 324. Do you know that's what our ancestors did? That's what our ancestors did. Toothpaste did not exist back during ancient times. That's what they did. They did oil pulling. Yes, I use the coconut oil lovely. I use it, and you know, I also sell coconut oil. Mine is 100% organic. And I've been using that now for a long time, and my skin is so soft. And I don't put any creams or anything else on there. I just use that. Shea butter is great. I every now and then I go out and I buy. There's an African store near me, and you can go in there. And in fact, they have the big nuts that come off the tree. The woman will crack it open and scoop all of it out, all the shea butter out, and put it in a bag for you. It's really great. No, no, they didn't. Oil pulling came from black people. Cave people have not done one thing that's original, especially whatever they do, they got it from us. Apple cider vinegar is good for the hair, especially cleaning the scalp. It is. It's nice. It doesn't have a strong, strong coconut smell, but it's really good for your skin. Excellent for the skin. Right. You can get the Tom's toothpaste, S. Wiseman. It's non-fluoride. Tom's. Or you can use baking soda. I use baking soda also. That way you don't have to worry about any fluoride. But if you get Tom's toothpaste, it's non-fluoride. Baking soda, and I also use peroxide for rinsing. I'll rinse my mouth with the hydrogen peroxide. Yeah, Tom's is good. You don't have to worry about no fluoride. It has no fluoride in it. It heals your teeth, Miss Red, and your gums. So if you have any injury to your gums or somebody that accidentally bite their tongue, the oil is really good for that. Yeah, they do jack everything. Yeah, they do. I agree with that. Mhm. Mhm. So, 2018, let's try to pamper ourselves and try to stick with the organic products as much as possible and just dry brush your skin because just from you dry brushing, not only is it going to improve your skin, it actually improves everything for you internally as well because of that blood circulating, you're improving everything internally too. You can use coconut oil for cooking. You can use it on your skin, on your hair. It's got a lot of uses. You can even use it for oil pulling if you want to use it, in your mouth for your teeth. Many good uses for coconut oil. Yeah, I love the brushes, Leslie Williams. I love them. Like I said, I had one. I just bought a second one, and I got the two facial brushes so that I can, get the blood circulating in my face and just keeping my face looking healthy. Greetings, greetings. So glad you're here. Yes, Walmart does sell Toms, or you can get it online. Absolutely, they do. I usually buy two at a time. Mega School, I buy two of the Toms at a time. That way, I don't have to go out there all the time buying more, and it lasts a long time when I buy the two. Oh, no problem. I mean, some of y'all, you already up on the dry skin brushing. You already know about it. So that's wonderful. Yes, dead cells. It also improves any area on your skin that's discolored. So if you have any discoloration, it will even out your complexion, which is a beautiful thing. Aloe oil is good. Like I said, it's a natural oil. Natural, stick with the natural oils on your body. Carrot oil, another one that's really good. Instead of buying all those creams out in the store, stick with the natural stuff. Shea butter, just the natural things for your body. You can make your own toothpaste, absolutely. I used to do that. I have gotten away from it, but I used to make my own, and that's really good. If you're then you know exactly what's in it. I use black seed oil every day. I actually put my black seed oil in a smoothie. I have a smoothie every single morning with black seed oil in there. Yep, I love black seed oil. Mhm. Tom's deodorant, yep. No, 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 no. I'm not giving her a pass. What I'm saying, as far as Aaliyah, Nubian warrior, is if you didn't hound any of the other first daughters that left the White House, I don't believe she should be hounded either. No, I don't agree that she should be swirling, but she's a 19-year-old girl. Believe me, she ain't gonna make it all the way through her life without somebody referring to her as a nigger. Okay. So if she wants to learn the hard way, let Malia Obama learn the hard way. But she will learn. She will learn. But no, I'm not giving her a pass. Her hard-headed asshole, you can tell she's kind of on the hard-headed side. So let her get out here and think she's going to be part of the white crowd. They're going to kindly remind her that she is black. Believe me, she's going to get a dose of her medicine right back to her. But I am not giving her any kind of pass. Only thing I'm saying is if you didn't hound any of the other first daughters, don't hound her. But as far as her being with that white guy, she'll learn a hard lesson. Wait until she meets his family. I bet they won't all be embracing her. Yeah, yeah, she's stubborn, but she'll learn. Like I said, believe me, her nigga moment is coming. Okay? You can count on it coming. Girlfriend will not be spared. I don't care if she is Obama's daughter. It is not going to make any difference. If she ain't been called a nigger before, she sure will be called one very soon. I wouldn't doubt that she's sleeping with them. She probably been done had sex. I wouldn't be the slightest bit surprised. Like I said, she's going to learn the hard way. Well, I'm not surprised that she's running to the beast. You got to understand her grandmother, Obama's mom, was the beast. So, they had a white person in the family. I believe she's deceased now, but she knows her father had a white mother. So, I'm not shocked that she's running out here after the white men. And in fact, I would not be surprised that once this relationship falls apart, Malia will be with another white man and then another. Wouldn't be surprised because she's naive. Aaliyah Williams, she's naive. She's naive. That's why she's doing it. And I'm sure she probably already convinced herself that the white guy is better for her than the black guy. I would not be surprised if that she's sitting around and believing that. Yeah, but she's 19 years old. She's probably in that rebellion state. You know what I mean? She's rebelling. She's at college. She's seeing how crazy some of the other college students are acting, and she's just simply joining right in. Yeah, like I said, she probably already poisoned into believing that being with a white guy is better. I'm sure, she's got that mindset. Yeah, yeah, Craig J. And and not only that, they kind of kept her out of the spotlight a lot when she was in the White House with Michelle and Barack Obama. But see, now they're not really with her. She's in college. She's actually staying on campus at Harvard. So she's not really around them every day. So, in my opinion, she'll be more inclined to acting a lot more crazier than she did when she was around her parents. Well, yeah, listen, that's true. Um, if you remember that, you just remind me, yeah, because they were calling Michelle a monkey, and she's not a man, she's a tranny, and all that stuff. And it was white people doing that shit. But if you can remember, a lot of people are like that. I remember years ago when Tiger Woods, they did like a Tiger Woods movie and that came on TV. And part of the movie, it showed these white kids tying him to a tree, tying Tiger Woods up and beating him. They tied him up and they beat him. But what do you see Tiger Woods doing? Tiger Woods is always dating white women, the very same people that ridiculed him and beat on him and called him names and made him feel like an outcast. But all he do is run all around white women all the time. Always got some white woman with him. It's just it's a sick mental illness that many of our people have, or they deny who they are. What he used to call himself a cablasian. What the frick is a cablasian? That's some serious denial. Yeah, he's a coon. He's always been a coon, though. Always been one. Yeah, but you know what, Craig J, no matter how much he called himself Cablasian, when his ass got in trouble with the law, they put right on there black. Woo, that must have burnt him. I don't know what sex with white women is. And personally, when I look at a white man, I am far from being turned on. I'm sorry. I am just not attracted to them like that. They just don't look good to me. Maybe it's my eyes that, you know, every now and then you might get one that's attractive. But in my opinion, most of these young white guys that I see out here, they practically look like girls. I don't agree with what Denzel said, Craig J, that mass incarceration starts in the home. No, mass incarceration starts with racism and a system that has always mass incarcerated us from slavery through Reconstruction all the way up to today. So for him to dismiss that part and only focus on a household, I think is wrong. And I think he's kind of off the mark on that comment. We did not start uh, mass incarceration in America. White people started it. That didn't come from us. Well, the problem with celebrities is I think once they start living that more lavish lifestyle, they just can't relate to the rest of us anymore. That's why I don't believe celebrities will ever be our way to liberation. They just not. Well, it is coonish, but like I said, we did not cause our own mass incarceration. If you're saying that it started in the household, then you're blaming us for the mass incarceration. And no, I don't agree with that. Exactly, Elena B. It's an extension of slavery. Remember, after slavery was over in the South and all the slaves left the plantation, the South collapsed financially because see those white folks down there, they couldn't do all that work without the slaves. So many of them got foreclosed on, many of them lost their land, and they literally went broke. Okay? So that's when they mastermind a plan to come up with a way to get black men into prison and then use them for free labor. So for him to ignore that and then try to put it all on black families, no, I don't agree with him. Yeah, celebrities are under contract. Really, to be honest with you, celebrities, especially black celebrities, their chains are being jerked by many whites and Jews that got them under contract. So they're not going to do anything to mess up their multi-million dollar contract. So you don't expect anything more than what you heard from Denzel. Yeah, well, Tiger Woods, that's just a mental. He's just showing us how mentally ill he really is. That's all. Oh, yeah, they're all lazy. And don't let them be a smoker on the job. They spend more time outside smoking than they do at their desk working. That's why I laugh when they turn around and try to call black people lazy. When you work in corporate America, you're going to see some lazy asses up in there. And it's not the black people, it's them. How the hell can we be lazy? We were the ones that were the slaves in America. Lazy slaves built this place? No, slaves that worked their asses off and deserved compensation built this bitch while they sat around and did nothing. It is a written fact. It is written in their history. During slavery in the South, whites did not work. They did not work at all. And if they didn't want you to know this, they should not have written it in their history, but they did. They did not lift a finger. That's why they got flat asses, because they didn't do nothing but sit around on them all day. And just understand, black people got called lazy during Reconstruction, and that was the time blacks expected to be paid for their labor. So when they refused to work for free, that's when white people start calling black people lazy. You got to understand where that came from. And then they've been continuously saying it to you for the last 5 centuries because they have not one original thought in their head. No, I told Cap, I told one online. I said that's why you got flat asses, because you don't do nothing but sit around on them all day. Oh, I had that troll was having a meltdown. Hmm. The only thing their butts used to do was watch over us to make sure we worked. That's what they call. They act like supervision is the moon and stars. Supervision is nothing if you don't have the people. Supervisors cannot do all the work if you walk away and refuse to work, what is that supervisor going to do? Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing. We were an advanced people. We never needed white supervision. Okay, that is the truth. That's why they dragged us into slavery, because we were way more advanced than they were. And still, we still are. You know, which makes no sense when they try to say they created everything. It makes no sense that they would create everything. They didn't do anything. It would make sense that the people that did the actual work were the creators. And the reason why they were, our people were creating so many things is because they were trying to make the labor that they were forced to do on a daily basis easier. That's why they came up with all those inventions. They were doing the work. If you're not doing the work, how did you come up with the invention? It wouldn't make any sense that inventions would have came from them. Makes no sense. Shalom, J9. It makes no sense that all of the inventions came from the people that weren't even doing the work. That doesn't, I mean, sorry, but it don't make any sense. It would only make sense that it came from the people that were doing the work. Well, Lord Maul, not only are they dumb, trust me, they're going to have the shortest rulership on the face of the earth, and the dumbest. That's how they're going to be remembered. Well, that's why they steal our ideas even now. If you have a really good idea about something, they steal it because they just don't have the ability to do it. I mean, even the Bible said they're just duplicators. They don't know how to create anything. They only piggyback off of Black people and the things that we do and invent. They don't create it from the start. They always piggyback off of it. Yeah, Jack Daniels was invented by a Black man. Absolutely right. In fact, I did a video on that. They can't let you go at the beginning. You know why? Because if they let us go at this point, America will collapse. They can't let you go. But they in the same token, they can't tell you why they can't let you go. But they can't let Black people go. Number one, we put too much money in their economy. We do what, 1.3 trillion a year? White people can't make that up. If we walked away, they can't make up what we take away from their economy. All right? They can't let you go. If they let you go, they will no longer have a country. Now, they won't tell you that, but it's the truth. America would be gone if we left them high and dry. They would not have an America anymore. If they could have maintained this country by themselves, they would have just shipped us somewhere else and just stayed in the country and maintained it. If you notice, it's been 5 centuries. They have not maintained this country by themselves in 5 centuries. They still need us to do it. Jada T, if we actually walked away and left them high and dry, they would die out probably even faster than they are now. They would die out even faster. Nah, I mean, well, the trolls are always going to come. They have to monitor everything that we're doing. It's just the way it is. But no, they can't survive without us, just like they can't survive without Africa. If they got kicked out of Africa and no longer could get resources, Europe would be gone, America would be gone, Australia, all these places where they are dominating across the world would literally be gone. If we went in there and ran them all out of Africa, their countries, their home countries would never survive. And you can tell, black people are favored because look, the Most High gave us the landmass with all of the resources. There are no resources from the Caucasus Mountain and Mount Seir where they came from. There's no resources there. Nothing. They can't provide no resources for the entire world from those caves. That's why the caves are not a big place to visit. Mount Seir. Have y'all seen pictures of Mount Seir where they came from? I'll pull it up so you can see exactly what the caves look like that they came out of. One second, it's still there. All right, let me share my thingy. Let's see. Share my screen here. All right. These are the caves they lived in, right here. You see this? This is it. This is where they lived. And you can still see the caves, the holes that they lived in right here. This is Mount Seir. This is where many of them lived. You can see right here, they lived on top of each other, in these little holes that you see here. This was their life. Here it is, Mount Seir. This is where they came out of. And you can see now, how do you have something like this, but you claim you built all the world's monuments out here? Does it look like these people built some monuments? Look at where they came from. Do you see any pyramids or monuments out here? Really think we're all stupid. They must really think we're dumb. I don't see no monument out here, none. But yes, this is where they come from. It's another picture of Mount Seir. Okay, but according to them, they built the best monuments on earth, but where are the best monuments on earth around where they came from? You have to be a fool to even believe them. Seriously, you have to be stupid to even believe these people. Yeah, yeah. And believe it or not, a lot of those caves they lived in were dug out by animals. They didn't even they didn't even make their own caves. They ran out the animals that were living in the caves. Back then you had the giant sloth, you had bears, and all kinds of big animals that were living in those caves. And they just simply went up there and ran them out and started living in the caves. Now, again, did you see any great monuments around those caves? Where's the pyramids? Where's all the great creations? You don't see nothing but holes in the mountain. That's all you see. You just see Mount Sear with a bunch of holes. That's it. You don't see no pyramids, no sphinx. You don't see any painting. You don't see nothing. Just holes in Mount Sear. That's it. But the same people that came from that area want you to believe they created the biggest and best monuments on earth. If that's the case, how come we don't see it around those caves where they came crawling out of? They didn't create nothing, ladies and gentlemen. All that stuff was done by black people, the same black people that they dragged over here from West Africa to come help build their country because they could not do it. They would have burnt up and died if they tried to build America. And remember, right by those caves was a big mountain of shit. They said it went up so high. They the black people that went in there that found them said it went up so high they thought it was a mountain. But when they took a closer look, they piled all their shit up so high it looked like a mountain. But these are the creators of everything. Give me a damn break. Yeah, right. You're right. But according to them, they built a pyramid, but you don't see nothing in Europe that looks like Egypt. Nothing. You don't see nothing in America that looks like Egypt. Get out of here. They didn't build anything. Yeah, Doodoo Mountain. They had Mount Sear, and right next to Mount Sear was Doodoo Mountain. Well, they didn't live long. And see, that's another thing. When they went into West Africa, we had ancestors that were living 120 years old. It's documented. 120 years old. The average European back then did not live past 35. Okay, they didn't live past 35. We had people that were well over 100 years old in those villages when they came to find us. We lived in villages and we had temples and all types of monuments and stuff. That's how we were living. Well, they were probably eating their own shit, Cap. I mean, seriously. If they weren't hunting down some animal to eat raw, then they were probably eating their own shit. I hate to say it that way, but it's the truth. Well, I know Rhoda, I know the white men are going through a very low sperm count. That's contributing to their lack of reproduction right now. No, we never came from anything like that, True Royal, and your video was really good on that. We didn't come from that. We came from a place that was very advanced. Everybody had a home in Africa. If you get a chance, there is a book. Let me see if I can pull this book up on Amazon. Some of you might have heard this one. Timbuktu to Babylon. This book, let me put this on the screen so y'all can see it. This is actually one of the first books I read to find out how our people lived in Africa. This is a good book because it was a black man that actually went to Africa to research the ancient black races. And in fact, he's very favored over in Africa. His name is Randolph Windsor. And he actually lived in Africa in order to write this book about how ancient Black races lived. And we had temples, we had homes, everybody had their own home, and we didn't have no row homes. We had single family homes. We had temples, we had libraries, we had everything. It was in fact, they said when they came into the village where we were living, the village was beautiful and it was very clean. But when they kidnapped us, they toppled and destroyed a lot of the places that we were living. That's why you don't really see it standing in Africa as much. We had a lot of places like that. It was not one or two, it was a lot that we were living very well. And they saw how well we were living. That's why they wanted to, they saw how well we were living and they wanted to drag us back over here so that we could build homes and everything exactly how we were living back in Africa, in West Africa, where our people were taken out of. But this is a good book and it's very inexpensive. And like I said, this is a Black man that went to Africa and stayed there for years in order to write this book, talking to people, gathering information about the places that we lived in when we were over in West Africa. And when he wrote this book and put it out, it's excellent. This is probably one of the first ones I ever read that gives you a lot of good information about how our people lived pre-slavery and prior to coming over here to America. It's called From Babylon to Timbuktu, a history of the ancient Black races, including the Black Hebrews. Excellent book. Excellent book. If you haven't read it, get this book. It's a good read. Stop sharing. You know, so that's where we came from. We came from a very advanced place. We were, in fact, that's why we had so many wars in Africa with the Hamites. The Hamites were jealous that we were living so much better than they did back then. The Hebrew tribes were living large in Africa. I had a picture, and I wish I would have kept up with this picture. I had a picture of the Hebrew men, and they were sitting down on the ground. Ladies and gentlemen, every single Hebrew man that was waiting to go on board of a slave ship had solid handle swords, and they were just sitting in a group together. They were getting ready to place them onto a slave ship. And somebody took this picture of these men before they were boarded on the ship. You should have seen the swords these Black men had. Those were our ancestors. Solid handle, gold swords. And they got stolen, you know, they got taken away from the men. But it just goes to show you how much wealth. We were not in West Africa and poor. When we were in West Africa, ladies and gentlemen, and our ancestors were living there, we were wealthy. We were a wealthy people. We had everything. In fact, when these Caucasoids came over to Africa, they stole our gold and jewelry. Our women and our men were blinging in gold. They said we were blinging to the point we had pets. You know, we had pets, dogs and cats and stuff. Do you know our dogs and cats were wearing solid gold collars? Even our pets were blinging when they came over and found us. So don't think for one moment we were some dirty people with bones in our noses and we were dumb. No, that's the white man's story. And we know all of his stories are lies. But yeah, I wish if I ever come across that picture again, I promise you, I will do a video on it and show it to you. I had it, and then I think when I bought another computer, I just kind of lost track of that video. I mean, not video, but that picture. But it was a picture, and they said it was a rare photo. Even the caption said it was a rare photo. And they snapped this photo before these Hebrew men were boarded onto the slave ship, and they had beautiful swords. The swords were beautiful that they had. They were gorgeous, solid gold handles. But that's how our people were living. If I come across it, I will definitely show it to you. It was unbelievable. But it also put the rest of their lies that we were swinging in trees and had bones in our nose. You know how somebody tells you something and you just instantly know they're lying. Whenever I heard that story from them, I instantly knew they were lying. I knew they were lying. I knew our people were nothing like that. They got to try to make you sound as bad as possible. That's how they are. They got to make you sound as bad as possible. So they'll make stuff. They've been making stuff up about us since they found us. And so it's not shocking that they're going to sit in your face and continue to lie. Yeah. Like I said, I now, whenever they open their mouth and say something to me, I instantly never believe them. I just don't believe them at all, ladies and gentlemen. But one thing in these last days, the Most High is going to put a spirit on them. And some of them are going to confess the truth. Some of them are. You won't get it from the majority. There's going to be a rare few that's going to come to the Black community, or you will just have a conversation with them and they will confess the truth. He's going to make some of them confess. Right, but that's already been debunked, Audrey Love. Scientifically, back when I was little, they were trying to find a way to prove that scientifically they were more advanced than Black people. But every time they did any type of scientific test, we came out on top. They always was at the bottom. So they stopped trying to use their science to prove they were better than us because they were never coming out on top. We always came out on top. They always came out on the bottom. Every single scientific test they did. So that's why they stopped using the science, and then they started using education to keep Black people down and calling you stupid and this and that. But always remember one thing about their alleged IQ test. That test had to be revised 3 times. 3 times. And in order for them to pass the test, they had to make the test all Caucasian. The test is 100% Caucasian. Okay, now look around this country. Do you see an all Caucasian country? But that was the only way they could pass the IQ test. They had to keep dumbing it down and keep making it about all Caucasians. That's the only way they could pass it. Yeah, I know 3 times that were after testing, what they did was each revision, they tested them and they kept failing. Just know one thing. When they're boasting about the IQ test, they kept failing it. And believe it or not, the first time it was given, Black people all passed the test. White people all failed it. So they weren't going to accept that. So they kept revising it and dumbing it down and making it all Caucasian so that they could pass it. So I don't know what they're bragging about. Seriously, what the hell are they bragging about? And what is an IQ test anyway? Where in our Bible does it say you must pass an IQ test to get into the kingdom? The Most High don't give a damn about their lame ass test. Okay? That test is only relevant to them because they feel inferior next to us. And the only way they can feel superior, they got to come up with some lame ass test that they can boast about. But that test does not mean a goddamn thing beyond the Caucasoid race. And that's a fact. It means nothing. And the only reason why they boast about an IQ, ladies and gentlemen, is because you don't have to prove it. It's not like you are walking around with the IQ card in your wallet and you can show your actual IQ. They know that when they sit in your face talking about an IQ, they don't have to sit there and prove it to you. They don't have to prove it. So it's just them being completely inferior. They feel inferior, so they got to wave around some stupid ass tests that really truly don't mean nothing at the end of the day. That test means nothing. All of their education is a waste of time. You'd be better off picking up the Bible, reading it from cover to cover. You'll get more education from that than you will from these devils. And I kid you not. Yeah, B17 is really good. I actually get some B17 in every day in my smoothie. You can get peppermint oil online. I don't know if you are into making your own oil, but I made my own peppermint oil. You can do that too. You can get that online. I'm sure you can get a small bottle. In the summertime, I just add a little bit to my shampoo just to give my scalp that cool feeling. But usually this time of the year, I don't use peppermint oil, but I just put a few drops into my shampoo. No, they're not going to escape their judgment. It doesn't matter how much they keep hating on us. That's not going to save them. None of those things, all the hating and getting their cops out here to kill, that's not gonna stop their judgment. In fact, it's going to make their judgment even worse. But you know what? What I think is hilarious, ever since they came out with the BIE, it's been back to back mass shootings, and it's always been them, right? But BIE is their worst problem going on in America. Trust me, black people is not the worst thing going on in America. We never have been, and we're still not at all. But I love how they brought out that BIE right after the Las Vegas shooting, and then we have multiple shootings right after that. Woo, talk about making a fool out of yourself. Well, first of all, I don't trust any testing that comes from them. If it comes from them, automatically it's something wrong with it. Well, Lisa Green, that's because we have to wait for the Most High. He's going to change this whole thing around. Remember, we are the tail, but we will be the head. And remember, they're going to fall before the entire world. The whole planet is going to see their fall. And even after they fall, even the Bible said they're going to be sitting around talking about, we'll rebuild. We're going to do this. We're going to get ourselves back. We're going to do that. And it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. The Most High said if they try to build a city, he will tear it down. Every time they try to build up the place, he's going to tear it down. So once they fall, that is it. It is the end. And remember, America's going to be gone in 1 hour. They're not going to have time to come and make your life a living hell anymore. Once this country falls, they're not going to have time to come and mess with you anymore. And and it's also prophesized when they fall, they're going to start talking around people about their fall, and everybody's going to be looking at them, including people that are different from Black people, are going to be looking at them and saying, yeah, but you deserve it. I said, I don't think they're going to be prepared for that. But yeah, people are not going to feel any sympathy for them when they fall. There's not going to be any sympathy from them from any group on the planet. That's how bad it's going to be for them. Oh, it's going to be far worse than that. You wait over these next few years. It's those hurricanes are going to look like nothing compared to what's coming their way. Well, yeah, anybody that won't part ways from them, Rhoda, will be enduring the same kind of death right along with them. I mean, remember, the Most High got a clean house. Not only does he have to get rid of these cockazoids, he's got to get rid of the coons too. It's going to be a lot of people destroyed. Remember, the Asians aren't even allowed in the kingdom. They got to all be destroyed before they got to be destroyed before there is a kingdom. They're not even allowed in the kingdom. And it's because they are the result of incest. Moab and Ammon, those groups are all part of incest. They can't even come into the kingdom. They can't even be slaves. A lot of people don't even know the Asians they're going to be completely wiped out. Yeah. But I was surprised. Condoleezza Rice is a very wealthy woman, just from being, having such close ties with the Bush family. And the Bush family was big into oil, and she had bought a lot of stocks into those oil companies. Condoleezza Rice is a very wealthy woman. Yeah, snub-nosed monkey. That's where they come from. I kid you not. They come from a monkey just like the Caucasoids come from a rhesus monkey. The Asians come from just a different monkey from the Caucasoids, but it's still a monkey. I think I did hear something about Gladys Knight being a Mormon. I have no idea why. I don't know what she was thinking. Yeah, Lord Maul, that Moab got to be completely destroyed. They are not even allowed to exist beyond this world. I mean, their judgment is pretty straightforward in the Bible. They will not be existing beyond this world, this Gentile world. It is really over for them. It's going to be a lot of changes. This world will no longer look the way that it does now. And plus, we won't even be living in America. America's going to be completely destroyed. It's going to be so badly destroyed, it's going to be uninhabitable. We're going to have to leave. So it's going to be another mass exodus, another big mass one out of this place. Yeah, it's actually prophesied in the Bible that Moab will be destroyed. They won't be existing beyond this world. They came from incest. Remember Lot and his daughters? They came from incest. So they're viewed as unclean. They can't come into the kingdom at all. So they all have to go. They I mean they the Asians are not even allowed to be a handmaiden or servant. He doesn't want them at all. They have to all be destroyed. They can't be hand. Can you believe that? They can't even be a handmaiden or servant. And really, among the Caucasoids, it can only be the ones with the dark eyes and hair. They can't be the blue-eyed ones. They can't even be there. Yeah, it's going to get so bad. You're going to see these Caucasoids go on vacation, and whole families will be wiped out while they're vacationing. It's going to really get bad for them. They're not going to be safe anywhere on the planet. Just like they like to go everywhere starting trouble, they're going to be out and about, and people are going to start trouble with them. It's going to really flip around on them. They're going to have a hard time being anywhere and be safe. It's going to get that bad for them. It's almost like they're going to become the hunted. Ancient melanin. That's what I call Wendy Williams. Remember, she was Lady Liberty and she fell out on her show. That was the falling of Babylon right there. Yes, Lot was Abraham's nephew, but that Down syndrome look came from the incest. That's why they look like they have Down syndrome. That's where it comes from. Lot's daughter having sex with him and then having children. Just reading the Bible. I've read the Bible about 4 times. And actually, I'm going to read the whole thing from cover to cover again. I like reading it because it's almost like each time I pick up something new from it. Sometimes I'll read over and I don't catch it, but when I go over it a second and third time, I catch more from it. My question to you is I know a lot of people make that comment that the earth is flat. My question to you is, and I'm not trying to be smart, do you have an actual picture of the flat earth? That's what I'm waiting to see. I've been asking for this from several people. I would like to see an actual, I mean, with all the satellites out there, you would think there's some pictures of the flat earth. That's all I'm saying. If we can see a picture of it, that would be nice. That's okay. That's okay. I mean, that's all I want to see. If everybody wants to say the earth is flat, that's fine. You know, I don't have any issue whether it's flat or round. But here's my thing. Let's see a picture of this flat earth. That's all. Show me a picture. I want to see it. And we got tons of satellites out there that can take images of the earth. So let's see the image of these flat earth pictures. That's all I'm saying. I want to see pictures of it. I think it would look interesting if that's the case. I mean, let's see some pictures of the flat earth. Oh no, so the black Asians are people. Remember, Judah was spread out in four corners of the earth. I got into a little squabble this morning with somebody. They were saying, "Oh, the tribes are all spread out in the four corners." No, no. Judah, Isaiah chapter 11, verse 12. Judah is the only one spread out in the four corners of the earth. It is not all tribes. Many of our tribes are still intact over in West Africa. Remember, everybody did not go into captivity. Many of our people are still in Africa, and just know that a big portion of Africa is Israel. Remember, this Caucasoid changed a lot of things. So we think that little mass of land that these fake Jews are living on, that's it. No, no. In fact, do you know the Garden of Eden ran through all across Africa? The thing is ginormous. Even parts of Sierra Leone is the actual Garden of Eden. It ran all the way across. Now, a lot of people say it's in Iraq. That's not true. Part of it's in Iraq. That baby ran from all the way where the Middle East, and it ran all the way through across Africa. The Garden of Eden is humongous. You can't even imagine the size of it. No, the whole thing is Israel, technically. These Caucasoids, what they did was they went in and renamed a lot of things just to keep the confusion going. But what is the Middle East is Africa. And a big chunk of Africa, right? Negro land, you got that right. The big chunk of Africa is Israel. That's Israel. But it's been called Africa for so long, you think that's not Israel. That's all Israel. And that's where the other tribes are. And let me tell you something. They know where the tribes are, ladies and gentlemen. When they don't want to tell us because they don't want us reconnecting. Let me show you something. Let me see if I can pull something up. They know where all of the tribes are. I want to show you something. I'm going to prove to you they know where the tribes are. Let me put this picture up. I'm going to share this picture with you. All right, see this picture? This is Netanyahu in Africa with the tribe of Levi. You see this? A fake Jew with a real Jew. This is these men that you're looking at. They're the tribe of Levi in Africa, and this is Netanyahu of Israel visiting them. You see these pictures? These are authentic pictures of the tribe of Levi. And these fake Jews know exactly who they are. You see that? You see, look at the features on these people. These are our people. These are the real Levites. But if you confront them and ask them, they'll tell you, oh, well, the tribes are lost. We don't know where the tribes are. They know where every last one of them are, ladies and gentlemen. They just don't want us to know. But they know who we are. And not only do they know who we are, they go into Africa and visit the tribes. So I just wanted to show you that. But this is the tribe of Levi in Africa. Our people are intact over there in the motherland. Okay, we ain't no lost than anyone else on this planet. All of the other tribes are in Africa, which is technically Israel. They're not lost. The only one that is spread out across the earth is Judah. Judah is the only tribe that must be gathered. The rest of the tribes are already together. But they try to act like they don't know where you are and you're not the real Jew. You black people don't know what you're talking about. I've heard it all. No, the Jamaicans are Judah. They're not the tribe of Benjamin. They are Judah. Judah is the only one that's spread out all across the earth. So whenever you see our people in the world, especially black people, especially in places where slavery took place, like over in the Arab world and over here in the Americas, that's Judah. And the Jamaicans were also enslaved. They're Judah. Okay. Unfortunately, the 12 tribe chart has screwed everything up for everyone. But the Jamaicans are Judah. The Haitians are Judah. We're Judah. All of our black people that are still in the Arab world that were slaves there, that's Judah. That's why when you look at black Iranians and black Iraqis, those are our people. And just look up Isaiah. I think it's Isaiah 11, chapter 12. It will tell you right there in that verse that Judah is spread in the four corners of the earth. Yeah, the chart is fake that they have out on the street. No, the picture that I showed you with Netanyahu with the Levites in Africa, those are the real Levites. The Levites are not in Haiti. The Haitians are Judah. The Levites are in Africa. That picture you saw with Netanyahu shaking the hands of the Levi priests, that was taken in Africa. That's where the Levites are. Right, but there are no European Jews. The Most High did not make any white Jews. All of the Jews he created were Jews of color in his image. They try to just include themselves in everything about us, but they can't include themselves in this. They are not part of the 12 tribes at all. All right, here we go. see if I can post this. All right, look at this verse right here. Look at this verse. It will tell you right there in Isaiah. It says the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. So the only one dispersed right now across the world is Judah. It's not all of the tribes, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of people get this confused. And in fact, when I try to tell people, they initially won't believe me. And I know why they're not believing me, because of the camps that they see on the streets and the videos that they watched. So they believe that all of these tribes are all around the world, and they're not. A lot of our tribes are still in Africa. We are the only ones that are scattered across the four corners of the earth, Judah. Well, I don't know why the whole Teppers are, I don't even pay them any mind. You know, they got to understand that Egyptian stuff is dead. Egypt is dead. It's never going to rise up and rule again. So they're all into something that's dead and never going to make any impact in the world ever again. Egypt, once it was destroyed by the Most High, it is gone for good. But you know, I don't even waste my time trying to go back and forth with caucasoids about this stuff, because you know they're going to always tell you something that's false, or try to insist that you are not the Hebrew and Hebrews are white and all that crap. So I don't even have these discussions with them. It's a waste of time. Yeah, King Hebrew, I don't either. I don't mess with the camps either. I find that a lot of things they tell is completely inaccurate. So you have to really watch what you repeat from them. But it's sad because they got our people walking around talking about, well, Haiti is the Levites, and Benjamin is the Jamaicans, and this and Manasseh is over here. No, 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 not true. Everybody you're looking at spread all over the earth. If slavery took place there, that's Judah. And we know slavery was all across those islands. That's true. We had already navigated the earth, water sniper. That's very true. Long before this caucasoid showed up, we had already navigated the entire globe, and we were living in different places across the globe. That's very true. Oh, there is one more thing I want to show you. Let me see if I can pull this up. Here we go. Let me see if I can share my screen with you. There's one more thing I want to show you, and this will prove that we went around the world. Okay, do you see this? Now, we already knew the Olmec heads were in Mexico. Well, guess what? There's an Olmec head in Ethiopia. Okay, so that shows you evidence that we were everywhere in this world. This Olmec head was found in Ethiopia. Nope, let me see if I can put it on it. Here, this Olmec head was found in Ethiopia, And of course, we know about all of the ones in Mexico. You can see the Olmec heads look exactly alike. One's in Ethiopia, one's in Mexico. And you can see the plaque right here. It says right here, Olmec head. So, yes, we've been everywhere. There hasn't been anywhere on this planet we did not go to long before this caucasoid showed up, y'all. So I just wanted to show you that. The Olmec heads are not just in Mexico. Olmec heads are also in Africa. There you go. Well, yeah, the Most High already knew that Judah was going to mix in with the other nations. He already knew that was going to happen. And we did. This is why now we got Hebrews in Asia, and they look just like the Asian people there, but they just have darker skin. Yeah, there's a lot of people that believe in the Akanaki. You know, the Sumerians actually have writings about the Akanaki coming to Earth. You know, it's a lot of stuff out there. But believe me, we're going to see things we never seen before in these last days. You know, the signs and wonders. So it's going to be a lot of things happening on this earth that we never seen before. And it's going to be a lot of things happening in our skies. You're going to look up and see all kinds of strange things in the sky. The Akanaki, Kathy, is what they believe were a race of people, or what you would refer to as aliens, that actually help in beginning life on this earth. That's where you hear the term the Akanaki. Right. Many people will call them aliens. Some people refer to them as a superior type of being. And according to the Sumerian writings, you're right, some people call them the fallen ones. They actually came on the earth and started many of the different people and races that you see here on the planet. Hi, the real Aaron Collins. Right. That, you know, if we've been on the planet long, they would have to be more like us than the Caucasoid. Caucasoids were the last one to arrive on the planet. I doubt if anything out there looks like them. Okay. Yeah, I don't see it. They were giants. They were giants. I mean, you have to, a lot of our, even Adam and Eve, they were tall. They were not little midgets. They were tall. But one beautiful thing that the Most High said, the Limba tribe, yes, I believe the Limba tribe are our people. Yes. Do we have a troll in the room? I think we got a troll. The beef between the Ethiopians and the Hebrews go back many, many, many centuries. In fact, at one point in time, African goddess, the Ethiopians had some of our people enslaved. So it's something that goes way, way back. It's always been a disconnect between us and the Ethiopians. But I think it's hilarious the way Trump wants LeVar Ball to kiss his ass. And I'm like, never kiss their ass, never give them the apology they're looking for, and never kiss their ass. And I'm serious about that. Yeah, but you know what? That's their problem. I can't worry about what they are bothered by. That's their problem. Well, see, a lot of that stuff leaves out a huge chunk of things that occurred in the world. Now, when they show you their evolution chart, that tells you that interbreeding and crossbreeding took place across the world. You know, they didn't come through the natural creation process like the black men and women did. You know, we were actually created by the Most High. They were created by man. That's where they were not created in a natural way. They were created in a very unnatural way. And this is why they still appear as unnatural on the earth. They burn up. Nobody else is burning up. We're not burning up. They are, and you're seeing all the signs of them not being natural to this earth. The Most High has been showing us for a very, very long time. First of all, you have abilities that they never will have. Number two, you have built-in sunscreen. They don't. Do you know people with light color eyes, blue eyes, green eyes, they don't see as better as people with dark brown eyes? You can actually see better than they can. So everything they have genetically is really second rate. It's what you would call junk DNA. They have junk DNA. No, Obama is Akanaz and Hamite. His mom was Akanaz. His father was Hamite. It probably explains why he can't relate to us and we can't relate to him. Well, they're not full human, so they're not going to act like a full human, and you can tell. You can tell by the way they act. Right. The actually, Sonny, the I was just added on, but when you look in the book of Genesis, they are described as Akanaz without the I on the end. Akanaz. Yeah, and we're the only beings on the earth Remember, we are the only beings, real human on earth, and we're the only real humans that are in the image of the Most High. Right. His mother was Jewish, or what we would call in the Bible Akanaz. That's what Obama's mom was. Yeah, but we're going to get our identity back. We're going to get it all back. I mean, they're nothing special. They came out of them same caves right along with the other ones. There is nothing special about them. Okay, I don't know what you're asking me, the real Aaron Collins. Can you confirm a theory of white people I always had? Actually, she was Jewish, Nubian warrior. His mother was a Jew. Okay, I mean, you're talking about, well, they have a whole different DNA from us. You know, genetically, we are real human. They are hybrids. Their DNA and their entire makeup, and even the true royal even broke down how they're a sulfur base and we're selenium. They're totally different from us. That's why when you hear them say, "Oh, we are all alike," that is a bold-faced lie. We are nothing like them. They're nothing like us. Genetically, they are completely different from us. We're not the same at all. Right. You know what? We won't even have to learn Hebrew. We will just instantly start speaking Hebrew again. We won't even have to learn it. That's how amazing it is. Once this world is over, we are not even going to have to learn our original language. He's going to give our language back to us. So we're not going to be speaking any more English at all. Oh, Alex Jones, I can't stand him. I can't stand him. He is so silly. I can't believe people are still listening to him. You know, they get taught a lot of lies like we get taught lies. It's really no different. You know, they get taught all that superior stuff, but we know damn well they are not no superior being. How the hell do you burn up in the sun and get all that skin cancer and you're a superior being? Please. And they're really not intelligent at all. They have to tell you they're intelligent, and that should say a lot right there. Usually if you are smart, your intelligence will naturally be seen. If you got to keep pointing it out, then you're not a very smart person at all. And that's all the Caucasoid entire race do. They point out to the entire world how smart they are. That tells me you're not smart at all. Okay, there is one video I want to share with you, and then after this, um, after this, then we'll just end this live stream. Let me see if I can pull it up. Let's see here. See if I can find this video. Let's see if I can find it in my history. Okay, I don't see it there. Um, you know, I'm wondering if his channel is gone. Okay, here we go. I think I might have found one of his videos. See if I can find the one that I'm looking for. Hold on. All right, I'll just use this one. I found one of them, so we'll just use this one. Let me see if I can share my screen with you. All right.
Hey friends, and well, let me be honest, probably before this video is over, some of you will consider me as an enemy. But I wanted to share a couple minutes about my thoughts, not only on the tragedies that we have been experiencing over these past months, and especially these last couple of days with the shootings of our Black men. But what I'm coming to learn over my 23-year journey of being a white man, living and ministering amongst my Black family here in several inner cities of Chicago. And I'm going to speak very black and white because, let's be honest, it's a black and white issue. I want to take you to the book of Exodus, chapter 1, and I wanted to share a little bit of what took place prior to the rise of Moses. When I read that, it talked about that the Pharaoh became concerned and very fearful that the Hebrew slaves were growing in number and in power. So in order to maintain their oppression, he put upon them great labor. He put upon the Hebrew slaves cruelty to keep them down. However, they still grew. And so he brought together some midwives and he instructed them that when a Hebrew boy was born, kill him. Well, these midwives did not follow, and the Hebrew slaves continued to grow. Eventually, the Pharaoh became so hatred and towards those Hebrew slaves that he made a decree. He put out an order that male baby boy Hebrew slaves were to be killed by casting them into the Nile River. Let's look at America. We brought blacks into this country as slaves. We never intended them to be anything other than a slave. But they began to grow in number and in power, and eventually they fought their way to some freedom. So we became even more cruel, and to keep our Black Americans down, we lynched, but yet they rose. So then we used the welfare system, the criminal justice system, to keep them down, to contain them, to destroy them, but yet they rose and they're rising. Then we built prisons and jails to hold them. Yet they rose. And so now we are doing exactly what the Pharaoh did at the end, sending out a decree, kill them. So until we admit that when we wrote this Constitution, that all men are created equal, that we never intended to include our Black brothers and sisters, our nation may end up facing exactly what the Egyptians faced when they refused to let God's people go. So I'm going to say this to my white fellow Americans, that the bloodshed that is on its way is not on the hands of our fellow Black Americans, but is on our hands. We are the ones that are refusing to let God's people go. We are the ones that are refusing to acknowledge that we do not value our Black brothers and sisters as equal individuals or equal Americans as us white men. And to my Black brothers and sisters, the racial issues, as I've said, have been there from the very foundation. But why do we see it more? Because there's a shifting. See, us white men have been at the head since the foundation. But we've had a Black president. And you know, we've done everything in our power to keep him from really changing things. Now we have another minority rising to the top, a white female. What does that say? Those of us who are white men who have been at the head are now starting to see and fear that we are going to become the tail. And we know what we've done to you. And so now we're fearful that you're going to do to us what we have done to you. But I will say this. I've lived in a Black community for 23 years. I've never been treated the way that this country has treated my Black Americans. So I call out my white Americans to say we better heed, repent, acknowledge, and change. Because if we don't, I just want to again say this, the bloodshed that we will experience is on our hands, not the hands of our fellow Black Americans. I welcome your comments. I welcome your feedback. Hit me up on Facebook or go to my webpage at www.studio2911.org. Again, that's studio2911.org. I don't necessarily know the answer, except for us white Americans need to repent, acknowledge the lies that we have taught, acknowledge our value system of equality. It is not here, and it does not include our Black brothers and sisters. And we need to change, and we need to change now. Thanks for your time. Bless you.
Okay. I wanted you to hear that. Because, see, thank you, Samuel Lynch. Because let me tell you something. The Most High is going to put a spirit on some of our people that we consider an enemy. And many of them are going to confess the truth. Now, will you get this from the majority? No. It's probably going to be less than 1% of them that will tell the absolute truth, ladies and gentlemen. So I just wanted you to see that. I've seen a couple of his videos, and maybe off and on over the next few days, I'll play a few of them, but he really does spit a lot of fire at his own people. So, and I will leave the link to that video if you want to watch it again at your own leisure. So, no, you know, it's not up to us to trust him. It's okay not to trust any of them, because the only one that is going to pick the ones that are okay is the Most High. So it's okay if we don't trust any of them. Don't even feel bad about that. It's hard to cherry pick which one's good, which ones don't. But the bottom line is you are going to come across some that will confess the truth, you know, because that spirit is going to be on them to confess that truth to you and to their own people. That's prophesied. Some of them are going to confess. But don't look for the majority to repent. It won't happen. Okay. Family, I'm going to go ahead and end this live stream. It was a pleasure. I love meeting and getting together with you. It is the best thing ever. And it's okay, Wayward 242, it's okay not to trust them. I don't trust them. But I'm just showing you how some of them will confess in these last days. We don't have to trust them. The only one that's going to pick out the ones that will be handmaids and servants, that's the Most High's job. That's not our job. So I just want to say thank you for coming. It was a pleasure, and we will definitely do this again, family. Shalom.